and he's paying me nothing, so that tells you right now what kind of entertainment you're about to get. Thank you for having me out here. Tonight I want to talk about being jealous of people in the Bible. Is anybody else in here jealous of people in the Bible? Wow, a lot of y'all are looking kind of holy right now. Maybe only I'm the only one, and like a couple of you, yeah. And the reason I'm jealous of people in the Bible is because for some reason God doesn't like do that super like have an angel appear to me when I need to know how to do stuff. Like I don't think it's fair that Mary and Joseph both got an angel each to make sure they were clear on the instructions and what was happening. I just don't think that's fair. So I, kind of had a talk with God. I'm like, hey, why does Mary and Joseph get an angel? And like, I don't get anything. You say stuff like one word things like, wait. I ask him a question and he goes, wait. I have prayer gifts. I have the gift of knowledge, the gift of wisdom, the gift of prophecy, and also the gift of healing. And whenever he gives me messages for other people, he can't shut up. Like, he just tells me all kinds of stuff. It's very detailed. I'm telling him all this stuff. And then I say, and then what about me, God? What do you want me to do? Wait. What am I waiting for? Stuff. He just doesn't give me anything. A really good example of where it would have been really cool to have an angel appear and explain things to me was the time he said, run. Okay, so I have to admit, y'all laughed pretty hard at that, and I know why. He asked this to run. First of all, there's multiple meanings for run. So I'm like, am I running to the store? Am I running for office? Because I'm pretty sure you don't mean the one where I'm supposed to like move faster with my feet, because I'm positive that's not what you mean. So when he first tells me this, it goes on for 3 weeks. He keeps telling me during my prayer time, run. No other explanation. And I'm like, okay, that's not God. No. The devil. He's trying to make me run. And so I just ignore it completely. And finally one day God says, why aren't you being obedient to me? And I'm like, are you kidding me? You gave me all these gifts and I use them every day. I talk to people all day long and give them your messages. How more obedient do you want me to be? And he says, you're not running. I'm like, I thought that was a joke. Okay, so you're positive that you're talking to Tammy Defoe in San Antonio, Texas, that's almost 15 years old, has a bad back, is about 100 pounds overweight, and there's parts of my body that your invention, gravity, has not been kind to. And he says, just run. I'm going to do a thing. I really hate it when God tells me he's going to do a thing, because that means I'm not going to like it. I'm going to like the thing that he does, but I'm not going to like what I have to do in order for the thing to happen. Especially because he was telling me to run. I have told multiple people, if you see me running, start running too. Something terrifying is chasing me. And I will likely kneecap you because I don't want to be the slowest one. And right now I probably would be. So then when I finally gave into it and I said, okay, I'll run. I was like, you do know that I really hate running, right? Like, you give us the desires of our heart, and I can tell you that doesn't even make the top 1,000 million of my list of things that I want to do, running. He's like, are you just going to keep arguing with me, or are you going to run? I'm like, okay, if you say so. Like, I don't even think I can physically manage this. So finally, I give in. I asked God for extra finances for the 4 sports bras that took. Gravity. I'm anti-gravity. Down with gravity. I really don't like gravity. And so anyway, we did all of this, and it resulted in something really cool. I actually posted on Facebook, hey, funny story, I'm going to run. People were like, for office? Exactly. I have a body made for riding in a car, not running. So I wasn't really offended by the fact that people did not immediately go to the physical one, you know. And so anyway, really, really cool thing happens. A friend of mine that I had been working on for a while, like over a year, she sees me post that and she says, I'll go with you. Now, I think she's going to go with me for support. She's going to run alongside me. This is going to be awesome. She goes, but I'm not going to run. What? I want somebody that's going to run. Then I started thinking, well, maybe not, because then they're going to make me feel bad because this isn't going to be pretty. So then she suggests that, you know, we're members of Gold's Gym, and she suggests there's this one that has cardio and cinema, and it's dark in there. I didn't care about the movie that I was playing. That didn't matter to me. I wanted no one to see what was going to happen. This was not going to be pretty. So I'm like, God, let's do this in the cinema thing. Can you make it a PG-13 movie playing? Because, you know, I've been trying to stay away from the rated R movies and the mature audience stuff. And so we get there, and we went to one that didn't have it. It didn't have it. We thought all of them had it. It didn't have it. That shows you how little I knew about the equipment at these gyms. I've been going to that gym every day and didn't realize they didn't have, all of them didn't have the same things. So I had to run for the first time in 5 years in full light. And it didn't feel like it was just full light. The only treadmill that was available was between two people that apparently ran 4 or 5 marathons a day. And I've got to run between them with this going on. And then on top of that, it was right under one of these lights. So it was as though not only was I, you know, between these two people, but there was a spotlight on me as well. And I am positive that every single person is watching this walk over to the treadmill and going, hey, let's see how this plays out. Because I'm not feeling good about it. Do you know CPR? Because she's heavy breathing just walking over to that thing. So I get on there, and I will let you know that 30 seconds of running, it felt glorious. I was like, I did it! I ran! Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. But there's my friend on some other cardio machine in front of me, and she's still going 90 miles an hour, and I'm like, well, I don't want to walk over there and be like, I'm done running. Not even a minute. And so I walked for a little bit, put my feet on the sides, looked at how the stuff worked, took my pulse. And then I walked over to her, I'm like, I'm done. And she goes, 10 more minutes. So I'm like, God, let's have a talk over here. Do I have to run that whole time? Do I have to keep running? He's like, no, you're done. I'm like, okay, thank God. And, or thank you. And so then she gets off of that, and then we go get in the pool. That's my favorite part of the show. Well, really the hot tub is. But the pool is like that next step. So we go and get in the pool, and she takes Jesus Christ as her Savior. That was the thing he wanted to do. And I told her, thank you. And I told her, God must really want you bad. He made me run. Just for you. And now that I know the results, I'm almost okay with it. But I'm still going to hold a little bit, like I'm going to probably hold this over your head for approximately 2 years that I ran for your salvation. It just needs a little, God gets all the glory, but I like to get some of that side stuff he likes to throw out there on us. So anyway, so driving home, I'm like, that was the thing, right, God? And he's like, sure was. And I'm like, so I don't have to run anymore? He's like, nope, you have to keep running. What? No, I did not hear that. I did not hear that. He's like, you have to keep running. There's still things I want to do with this. You're going to love it. You're kidding, right? Is that the line you sold Job to? Like, you're going to love it, I promise. Everything's going to be fine. Just keep pushing through that. So anyway, I ignored him for a few days. I didn't run past that for a few days. Finally he said, Tammy, when are you going to be obedient to me? And I was like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. And he said, I told you you were supposed to keep running. And I'm like, well, if you did like you did with Mary and Joseph and sent me an angel, then I would be sure about it, because you weren't clear. And he's like, I send you so many angels every day. They just don't look like what you think they're supposed to look like. And I said, well, but, okay, this is just like us humans, right? But if you really want me to be clear on it, you should make them like super, like, have the lights and like the huge wings. I want like Gabriel level, Michael level, like I don't want just like some angel that I meet on the street, And God's like, no, not gonna happen. Just run. And so I went back to running, and it ends up that through that running, I have connected with so many people. And then my back, it kept not healing. It kept not being healed. And my back started getting better. And I was sitting there thinking, how is running doing this better, And then the other thing is that I would run next to people. At first, I would avoid people if they looked like they had been running forever and they're, a day. But then I started, because I was sure they were paying any attention to me, which they were not, that I would run next to them, because I would be like, I'd run more minutes and stuff like that. And I'd be like, that really awesome guy that's next to me has no idea that I owe him like $200 for personal training me right now. Like he wasn't even aware that he personal trained me, because I'm like, I am not going to look bad in front of this dude. So anyway, my point is that we sometimes carry through life where we want God to send us like all kinds of signs. We need verification. Because of my gifts, I often have people come up to me and say, hey, what is God telling you about this? Which he'll give me messages for them. And I understand confirmation, but sometimes what we need to do is when we hear that voice, we just need to listen to it, because he's going to do a thing, even though we're going to be like, what kind of thing are you going to do? Because you say that and I get real scared. Also, I did have to tell him, before I ran the first time, I said, do you recall that thing I was telling people about how if they saw me running, they needed to run too because something terrifying was chasing them? Don't send anything terrifying to chase me. I will do this myself. I was real afraid he was going to take that to heart and be like, okay, you need the motivation. Texas Chainsaw Massacre coming at you right now. He probably sent something a little less serial killer-y, I'm imagining. But anyway, so that is the point of all of this, is just listen to God and keep yourself open to it. And if he tells you to run, run. All right, now we're going to go ahead and do our, thank you. Thank you, it's very sweet. I want to take his deal where you throw money instead of applauding. I'm kidding. All right, so the ornament exchange, I guess since we're not going to do the gladiator version I mentioned earlier, we'll do Black Friday style. Everybody goes and fights over it. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to do, you go and pick an ornament that's not yours unless you want yours back, I guess. And, I mean, if you're like, my ornament's awesome, I took it off my tree just for this because I forgot. You know how many of you did that? How many of you were like, I forgot about the ornament exchange. Which one can I live without? This is my least favorite one. This is the one I'm going to put out there. And that's the one that everybody's going, do you want this one instead of the one you have that's more awesome? Yeah, it's going to be that one. But anyway, you go over, you get one, and then you open it up, and then if you want to exchange, then you guys can do that amongst yourselves, and you can decide whether you do gladiator version or the Jesus nice version. So that's it.
How do they do it?
Oh, you just get the gift. Just they can just go pick, right?
One at a time?
Yeah, just or I said Black Friday style. So if they want to duke it out over there and be like, no, I wanted that one. I'm cool with that. Like whatever they want to do. So I don't really think we need to make a big deal out of it. I think everybody can just go over and just like we did the food. You know, where you hit people and you elbow them out of the way to get to those red velvet ball things. All right, anyway, thank you guys. Have a good night and have fun.
Thank you, Tammy. That was awesome. How about another hand for Tammy? That was great. You know.